morning. Welcome to Studio C, the listening room. I'm Michael Snyder Barker.
Hey, and I'm Andy Schiller.
And we're with our good friend, or new friend, Patrick Clinton.
Round of applause.
Who is our 43rd guest.
Welcome to episode 43.
43 Sundays we've had this show going on. And it's been a lot of fun.
We're slowly going to interview every person in the Southeast Michigan music scene one at a time.
One and sometimes two at a time. We've had two people here with Millen and
the Gray, or the Blank.
Oh, the Blank. Yeah, we had two kids here for that. But we're here talking with Patrick today. And Patrick, tell us about yourself. Who are you?
God, you didn't tell me we were going to get existential right off the bat.
Why am I here?
Philosophical podcast.
What's my life all about?
Yeah,
What's the
geez.
meaning?
Well, I'm originally from Michigan.
Okay.
Moved away after college. Lived in Chicago for 25 years. Lived in New Jersey for 20 awful years. And
That sounds like some good stories, 20 awful years.
In New Jersey, you got to drive at least 5 miles before you find a highway exit to turn around.
all true. I used to tell my kids, if anyone asks you what are the principal products of New Jersey, you're supposed to say pharmaceuticals, financial services, produce, and very angry women in leopard skin pants.
I was going to say pavement, but
Well, the thing, you know how New Jersey is. I mean, there's lots of pavement, there's lots of strip malls, and about, 3 steps beyond them, there's horse farms and unspoiled wilderness and stuff like that.
I like people from New Jersey, though.
Yeah, but would you like people in New Jersey? That's the real question.
Yeah, I've never been. So
anyhow, I worked most of my career as an editor of things of one sort or another. I edited the Chicago Reader, an alternative newspaper. I worked at city magazines and big magazines, and kind of ended up doing trade magazines of various sorts. And so that's...
Okay, that's who you were, who you have been professionally.
That's right. Who am I? You are going to get existential. Jeez.
It's my trade.
I see.
Yeah.
Can you improve my life?
Well, can it be improved? Or is life more than just this moment?
Does he do this all the time?
Not usually.
So I'm a bad influence on you.
Yeah.
So tell me what you would like me to hear from me.
Tell us when you started playing guitar. How young you were.
Probably 16.
16.
At the time, I was playing the accordion mostly, which is a fabulous instrument to learn if you ever want to go on and play the guitar and write songs and stuff, because it teaches you harmony without you even knowing it. And my sister got a guitar. It was a K classical guitar.
Kresge?
No, K.
K-A-Y. It's a
K-A-Y.
brand.
It's a brand of
It's
guitar.
like a Sears brand.
Yes.
Oh, that's what I know.
Which was purchased with S&H green stamps.
Green stamps,
Yes,
yeah.
it had a painted fingerboard, so if you played it very much, the fingerboard changed color from black to black with white dots. And she never learned to play it, but I really got caught up in it. And so that was my start in playing the guitar.
Yeah, at age 16, you grabbed your sister's guitar.
Yeah.
Very nice. Do you still have it?
No, that one went by the wayside.
But you said it was a Guild was your...
My first good guitar was a Guild. No, I had several between there. I had my parents gave me as a gift a Goya G10, which is, a Japanese-made classical guitar with a Spanish name, which was not a bad guitar. And I eventually sold it and bought. Did you ever know who Dick Schneider was?
Sounds like a familiar name.
He was a luthier. He used to work for Gibson, moved to Mexico, studied with Pimentel,
I see.
moved back to Detroit and opened a little shop where he made guitars.
Okay.
I took lessons there for a little while. I bought this little Japanese classical that I still have to this day. That he set it up, and it was just a lovely little guitar. a tenth of the cost of the ones that he was making. But I got to see him, bending the ribs of a guitar, and I got to see him French polishing a footstool for a Spanish classical guitarist. And it was just, again, you just get caught up in this stuff.
Yeah.
So when I went to college, I fell in with musicians, and everybody was starting little coffee houses in the basements of dormitories, and I
Right.
started playing and went from there.
Very nice. And back then you were doing a lot of cover songs? Or had you started writing originals yet?
I think I started playing in places around school in maybe 68 and wrote my first song in 69.
Okay.
And so I was playing a lot of traditional stuff. I mean, this was back when folk music was folk music.
Yeah.
But yes, also covers. I think my hero at the time was Tom Rush.
Okay.
And for a while, I even tried to play the Panama Limited with limited success.
Cool.
What was your very first concert experience?
You mean outside of like coffee houses?
Yeah.
The year after I graduated, speaking of Tom Rush, the student group on campus brought Tom Rush in, and they hired me to come back and open for him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
And a couple thousand people, and it being a student concert, everything was disorganized, so we were maybe 20 minutes late getting started. So when I got on stage, they booed me, and but I made up for it. I think stood up for me when I left, and they weren't leaving. They just
Yeah.
they just stood up and clapped.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I gotta say, I really like playing little places with not many people because you connect so well. But playing for 1,000 people and making 1,000 or a couple thousand people, making them laugh is
Yeah.
just a sensational feeling.
I would imagine. Was that? Have you played any place with that many people since?
No,
No.
because I play folk music, man.
Right. I know, man.
What's that movie where the singer goes down to Malibu and he's like, "All right, Malibu, we're going to rock Malibu. Come on, let's get this show going. I say Mally, you say boo. Mally."
I don't know that movie.
I don't know that movie either.
Anyways, don't do that if you play in Malibu.
Right, because you don't want people to boo you.
It was a comedy.
Sounds like it. Sounds like something Adam Sandler would write. But, so, when I first met you in the coffee shop scene, open mics,
Right?
I think the first time might have been in Milan.
No, I think the first time was, at least the first time that I figured out who you were was at the Triple Goddess. You were hosting a songwriter circle,
Oh, right.
and I was a replacement. And I think
Okay.
you were irritated at me because I was already booked to be on a couple of weeks later, and so it was spoiling the delicate
You know-
balance of the thing.
I don't think I was. I don't get irritated. I was just. I didn't know what I was thinking at the time.
Are
But,
they closed now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really nice place to play, and I had been aware of you, and I think I might have seen you at a couple of open mics, and that's why I brought you on, because I thought you had some really interesting songs. You had a great performance persona and style. And you were on the list, so you weren't just a replacement. You were on a list of people I was going to ask anyways. I stopped doing that a while back, and I'm not sure why. I think I got kind of bored with it.
Because it's a thankless, ill-paid task. Although
People got paid for it?
I think that people do sometimes, yes.
Whoa, strange.
I would like to say that folk music's making a comeback, but I don't think folk music ever goes out of style. It's
Yeah.
like classical music. It's just always there a little bit, it just never disappears.
I think of it often plays the role of entry-level music. People who don't have a lot of experience, they don't have a lot of resources. So,
Right.
you can play folk music if you've got an instrument, or I mean, I know people who get up and perform a cappella and make it work.
There's that guy, Jesse Wells, on the internet that just has his guitar and he sings. And it's a hit. He doesn't need any production, and just the rawness of just one person, one guitar. He's singing. It doesn't need anything else.
Yep.
Maybe occasionally a harmonica that's attached to their neck.
I'm very fond of the harmonica. I'm not fond of those things that attach to your neck because
they always move around.
You're playing and your head is going down and down and down and down.
Right. I've not given it a shot yet, but maybe one day. What would you recommend as far as a harmonica?
I mean,
one that you blow through. Okay, that's good enough.
You mean not the glass cut?
Right.
I think most everybody would tell you get a Hohner Special 20 in the key of C. That's
Hohner Special 20 in the key of C. Remember that, kids?
That's the name that everyone knows.
Yep.
Maybe we'll put a link in the description if you want to pick one up.
And if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah, maybe now is a good time to mention that. For $5 you can join our channel and you can see all the cover tunes that people play during the show, because we don't put those on the regular episode.
And even sometimes somebody's original song gets flagged as a cover tune. So you can see that in, like, Chris Canis last week.
Yeah.
Last week. Do you have any shows coming up? This would be beyond next 1 week from today.
In January, I'm playing at the North Star with splitting the stage with Kathy Whelan and Lauren Crane.
Very nice.
It's called Funnier Business, and we've done this once before, and
I've heard Lauren Crane. She is funny.
Oh God,
she's fun to watch.
And she sings with so much conviction. She has this song. It's chickens expressing their opinion of American politics, and each verse kind of starts out, "We chickens," and she's so far into it, you would think there was a chicken on stage. It's just great.
I'm going to have to invite her to be on the show.
I would love to hear her explain her philosophy of life. Yes.
Right.
So what's it like playing at the North Star Lounge? I've never played there.
Oh,
Same.
It is. At the moment, I think it's the loveliest place to play.
They have a nice sound system.
Good sound system, wonderful people, and it's tiny. It seats like 35 people, and so it's not all that hard to fill it up. And it's a listening room.
Okay.
And they make no bones about it. It's intended as a listening room. They insist that it's a listening room. If you talk during people's sets, someone will shush you, which is just great.
Okay. Do they have a sound man, or are you just kind of on your own?
No, they've got people who are on the sound.
Nice.
Cool.
That's the way Crazy Wisdom was for the longest time. They'd have music Friday, Saturday nights, and it was purely for listening. I remember I was playing a listening situation, and no one was monitoring whether people were talking or not. And this one person, I heard this one person's entire conversation while I was playing, and it made it hard for me to share my lyrics when this room just reverberated and I could hear clearly every syllable, and that was really painful.
You should have just jumped in.
I still get a little nervous sometimes, and this was a special place, and I was hanging out with a couple of really cool musicians, and I didn't feel comfortable saying, "Hey, shut up." But one day, maybe I'll get there.
No, I don't think say, "Shut up." I think if one of them asks the other one a question, answer it. They don't like that.
That's a good idea, and I can see you doing that.
I seem to have less of a filter when I'm on stage,
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah, maybe when I get older, I'll feel more comfortable. I'm only a young...
I think you just called me old.
I'm a young 61.
Oh, okay. You're entitled to call me old. Yes.
Older. But anyways, tell us about your guitar.
Oh, well, this guy is it's a Furch. It's I never heard of the brand before. Scott Fishkind is a big advocate of the brand. I didn't even realize he was until after I met this guitar. I had this guild I've been playing since the very early 1970s.
Yeah.
And it was getting time. You go to an open mic without a plug-in these days, and good luck. You're not going to
You
get.
got to be
your
able to
guitar.
plug in. If
Yep.
you can't plug in, if you're standing in front of a mic, it
Yep.
never goes super well.
Well, it used to go just fine for years and years and years, but people forgot how to
How to
manage.
mic them?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they mic them in the wrong places.
Yeah.
They don't turn them up right. They feedback. And it's so I said I need a pickup, and I was thinking about putting a pickup into my guild, and my son, said, "You're going to drill that guitar," and he shamed me into buying a new guitar. He did it so thoroughly that my wife said, "Yeah, you should buy a new guitar."
Twist my arm.
Yes. So I went out to Elderly Instruments, figuring, okay, I'll get maybe a Seagull or a Walden, one of those mid-price brands, and then picked this thing up and tried it out acoustically, tried it out electrically, handed it to my son. He tried it out, and we both just shrugged and said, "Okay, this is it."
Yeah, Elderly has that. Elderly has the right instrument. Not that they're endorsing the show or anything, but
But they could.
they've got
They should.
just the nicest instruments there, and they're not toys. And you'll
No.
find a good one, or several.
Yeah. I went in there once and I looked at the prices and I played the guitars, several guitars, and they were really very nice. And then I looked at the prices.
Yeah, they don't have a super wide variety of low-end stuff. They have some pretty nice instruments, but their repair shop is fair.
Mm-hmm.
I had them fix the pickup went out on my guitar. Just the wires, needed to be resoldered or whatever, and I took it in. He said, "Well, your jack is all messed up. You're gonna need a new jack." And he only charged me like $50, and he had it done the next day, and it's been rock solid ever since.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, there used to be more stores like that.
Yeah.
The most insane one I ever went to was Mandolin Brothers
Okay.
in Staten Island, and I wanted to try out not a D'Acquisto, the other D,
Diodario,
Diodario.
or is it D'Armond?
I don't remember that. Anyhow, I picked up this like $10,000, New Yorker, and they let me play it a bit. They watched me,
Yeah, of course.
but they let me play it.
Did you play Smoke on the Water?
Please, my mother raised me to be more polite than that. You don't play Smoke on the Water in a guitar store. No, of course I played, Stairway to Heaven. No, I don't.
Yeah, Stairway to
I
Heaven.
have
don't
to.
know Stairway to
You
Heaven.
have to. Yeah. But no, that's we've had Scott here, and he brought in a couple of Furchs and shared them with us, and they certainly suit him very well.
Yeah, and his style is
Yeah.
very different from
Yeah.
mine, but all of that tapping and slapping and rhythmic stuff that he does, and he does nice stuff with finger picking and patterns and stuff. It all sounds pretty good. Although for most of his gigs he uses the Waltons.
Yeah. Well, some guitars.
He is much nicer to his guitars than I am to my guitars.
Well, there are some guitars that are the workhorses, and some you want to just kind of keep for yourself.
Yes, you're clearly not married.
35 years.
Oh, because the philosophy you just said means buying more guitars.
Yeah.
So that's always a bit of a struggle.
I get that. However, I think it's nice to have a few extra.
Oh, I do have a few extra.
I'm trying to pare down my collection. I have too many.
Well, I have sold some recently to buy a couple new ones. But that's another story. That's a different podcast. That's the addiction podcast.
The Guitar Addiction
We record that one
Podcast.
back in the social work office, not
That's
in
right.
the music
Maybe we should
office.
rename it to the Guitar Addiction Podcast.
Well, it seems that just about everybody we've had have had guitars, except for we've had an awesome upright bass player here, and had a couple drummers who we just talked to, and had a couple singers that we just chatted with. But Andy likes to ask specific questions, and sometimes I prompt Andy, sometimes he'll bring it up.
I'll just bring it out of the blue, but it's that time for the segment in the show of Andy's question of the week, which is, when you write a song, do you write the lyrics first or do you write the chords first?
Yes.
Okay, I guess we have our answer.
No, I always worry that I fall into cliches. And so I change the way I write songs
Okay.
pretty frequently. So I have written songs where I wrote the whole melody out, wrote it on paper and everything, and then I think maybe I had one line just to give me the rhythm of the first line, and then I wrote the rest of the melody, and then I filled in the rest of the words. I have songs where I wrote the words first. In fact, that was my. The thing is, I hear the melody in my head.
Right.
But I think my most common way of writing songs is I'll write what I think is a really good first line,
Yeah.
and melody and words, and then I will sit around and think about it for sometimes for years.
Yeah, the first line is super important.
That's what introduces everybody to the idea.
Right, but what I like about it is if you go into a song saying, I am writing a song about, how I hate Donald Trump, or I'm writing a song about how much I love my wife, or, you're kind of subject driven.
Yep.
You kind of know where you're going already, and if you're reasonably verbally clever, it's really hard not to just fall into cliches. You just,
Right.
The song will want to write itself.
Right.
And so if you write a good first line, especially one that's off center, you've got to figure out what it was you meant, and that gets to be really interesting.
Yeah.
One of the best songs I think I've ever written was this thing. The first line is, Tommy's old girlfriend used to call him an asshole, and I worked on that one for ages. I rewrote it maybe 3 times, and it's just, I started out thinking it was a funny song, and it kind of transitioned halfway through to being kind of a sad song. It's about 2 people who are kind of stupid, but their hearts are in the right place, and I try not to sentimentalize it. Try to just keep a little bit back from it.
Right.
And first lines, if you really are serious about them, there's so much. You say, okay, I'm not going to do like the old ballads. The old ballads all started as I was a walking one morning for pleasure, I spied a young something or other on the road. No, you got to get it. First couple lines, maybe not the line. You got to get something going on that says to people, okay, I do need to actually listen to this. And if possible, you want to set up, whatever conflict there is in the song. I was thinking for a while about the way that you go through a line and it changes as you add words.
Yes.
So I tried to write a line, an opening line that did that. That you thought you knew what it meant, and then the last word changed it. And the line I came up with was "Lost her heart at the rodeo again." And that's "Fool for a Cowboy," which we'll probably play later or something. But
Now, those are 2 different songs?
2 different songs.
Maybe you could play one of them for us right now.
Yeah, play a song for us.
Well, I do Tommy's Old Girlfriend, which is Tommy's old girlfriend used to call him an asshole one.
I really did want to hear that one. I was curious.
You have heard it.
There's another
probably have.
guy from New Jersey that wrote a first line. Tommy used to work on the docks.
Yes.
Wait, that's Bon Jovi.
Yeah, he's in a different circle of songwriters than I am.
I think so.
It's just,
Ladies and gentlemen, the tuning part of today's podcast.
well, I didn't realize I would be using the capo this early.
We're going to tune. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a subject.
I'm feeling for Klimt.
I'm feeling very verklempt.
back in the coffee house days, you had to have your tuning bit. The best tuning bit I ever heard was Art Thiem. I don't know if he's been dead a few years, but in the Chicago and Illinois area, he was just this traditional singer, and he was, to be honest, a terrible tuner. It would sometimes take him, and he just had this series of jokes that he would run. It's easier to tune a fish. It was in tune when I bought it. Don't mind me, I'm just making scale.
But
If I do this much longer, I'm going to have a headache. And
Wait.
he would just go on and on and on with it and finally get himself in tune. Another thing that's been ruined by electronics, now you can get in tune pretty quick.
It's true.
Tommy's old girlfriend used to call him an asshole. She'd get ticked off and throw things at his head. Ashtrays, coffee cups. One time a brick. If she'd had a better arm, he might be dead. They'd fight and fight until the neighbors called the cops. And then they'd make up till they called the cops again. And when she left, he thought he'd find someone just like her. Still wants to, but now he's wondering when. For you know, he admires a girl with some fire. No dewy-eyed babies, no ice water ladies. Just give him a girl with some fire. And Tommy's old girlfriend had this 8-year-old daughter. She thought that Tommy was a tool. Left cat shit in his boots, peed on his toothbrush, threw tantrums when he picked her up at school. And Tommy's old girlfriend never did one thing to stop her. She said, "Tommy, man, you know that's how she is." And Tommy shrugs it off. Kid's just a kid, you know. And the truth is that he wishes she was his. For you know, he admires a girl with some fire. No dewy-eyed babies, no ice water ladies. Just give him a girl with some fire. And Tommy's old girlfriend moved to Winslow, Montana. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Works as a waitress while she looks for something better. Well, that something better's kind of hard to find. She goes out with cowboys. They're polite and treat her gentle. And they got her close to giving up on men. And she thinks of Tommy, not often, But sometimes she wishes she could see that fool again. For you know, he admires a girl with some fire. No dewy-eyed babies, no ice water ladies. Just give him a girl. He knows he won't deserve her. Just give him a girl with some fire. Give him a girl with some fire.
Wow,
Yeah.
great song.
But you can see how it's pretty wayward,
Yeah.
which is kind of how I like them.
I was kind of on the edge of my seat, like I wanted to hear what was going to happen in the song. It's really telling the story.
It's good storytelling. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of the thing I value the
Yeah.
most in songs. I mean, I'm also making stupid jokes and bad rhymes, but stories I love.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, and you really got to know who those people were during your song, your characterization.
You can really relate.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. That's the hope.
Well, no. And I know it's hard sometimes to take compliments and to hear feedback about your own stuff. You know, what do you think of that question? So, what kind of music do you play?
I kind of can't answer it.
I know. People rarely can. You know, it's hard to kind of sit back and look at ourselves and say, well, I fit this specific genre, and I pigeonhole myself in this way. But it's hard to do that.
When I hear people try to characterize what I do, I mean, some people say he plays blues. Some people he plays swing. I don't.
I would say you're a storyteller.
That's probably closer.
Yeah. Yeah, singer, songwriter, storyteller.
Yeah, it's always hard to define your genre. When I was in high school, we used to try to think of the most complicated thing. We used to rehearse the longest, most complicated answer to that question. What kind of music do you play? Neoclassical postmodern fusion. Just to confuse people, because it's such a, like, how do you even answer that question?
Yeah.
So it was just a joke.
Well, the other thing is that if you playing in a single genre is good marketing, right? But I'm not going to succeed in the music business.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, to be an overnight success takes what, 10, 15 years?
At least.
So I'd be, pushing 90 or something. So no, I'm not going to be a success. For me, it's about, interacting with audiences.
Yeah.
But also, I've loved songs my whole life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
And writing them is a chance to get in and, get under the hood and figure out how they work.
Yeah.
And as a result, I write in, different genres because I want to figure out how different genres work.
Right. And if you listen to any of my recordings, you'll hear that I'll play a blues song, and then there'll be something that's akin to prog rock, and then something that's close to popish, and so on. Something that's akin to country music, and that's fun. It's just it's expression of a variety of different ways. But also, how do you say a specific thing if you're pigeonholed? Maybe this particular set of lyrics leans itself over to something that's like I've written one song that's closing in on more of a punk rock style.
Mm-hmm.
And that the song called for that. And the song calls for different feels.
And you get these impulses. During the pandemic, I woke up one morning, God knows why, I said, I need to write a bossa nova song.
There you go.
So I wrote a bossa nova song. I didn't really need a bossa nova song, truthfully, but it was fun to put it together. And
I'm still trying to write a reggae song. I've got the lyrics, I've got the basic feel, but it's the instrumentation that I'm struggling with.
I'll show you a little lick you will like.
it's something I've worked with Andy on for a couple years ago. Yeah, there's no way I could do that. I mean,
With friends, you could.
well, with friends, yeah. I mean, I could write and sing a song and have somebody else play it. It's something I used to do, but ever since I learned how to play guitar, I've been wanting to play my own. And so this particular song, but keeping that up is my challenge, because I want to just go instead of, and then there's a walk down that I have to think about. Yeah, so I'm still working on that. One day maybe I'll get it down in a comfortable way, but I'm back in lessons with Andy again, learning how to do scales.
Lead guitar blues,
Yeah,
Oh,
the pentatonic scales.
yeah.
The
You have thoughts. I can
well,
see
this
it.
is scale. I mean, I play a lot of scales, but that way madness lies. You know, when you start saying, okay, you know, I need to practice my my dominant bebop scales, and I need to practice my you know, my altered scale, and there's,
Well, my goal is to play a little filler between chords,
Mhm.
you know, and ultimately what I want to do is something that somebody else could probably do, but I've been working on. Wait.
Ladies and
something like
gentlemen,
that.
Michael Snyder Barker, the lead guitar player.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah, that's what I want to be able to do. So it
Yeah.
just adds one more interesting piece to what
That
I'm
was
playing.
good. You totally just nailed it.
Thanks.
yeah, the challenge in that kind of playing, I think, is you have to get up there and you have to use your mind meld to persuade people that you continue to play the chords when you're not playing the chords. And it's, you know,
Right.
when you hear somebody who's good at it, you say, I mean, Brownie McGee, just, you know,
Yeah.
Do you mind if I play your guitar?
these two.
Wow.
It's very
that's
light.
nice.
Oh, yes, I took the capo off. There's a tuner on the top if you want it.
That darn B string.
You can tell it's a foreign-made guitar. On a domestic guitar, it would be the G string that would be on.
Here's Stairway to Walmart. Thank you. Good night.
Watching Eddie play, he's got proper fingernails, unlike some of us.
I have some fingernails. This one is a little messed up at the moment.
This is how well I finger pick.
Well, I mean, you can finger pick with flesh
Nothing.
only.
Yeah, that's another skill. I mean, I've only been playing guitar 5 years.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm still a newbie.
Yeah, I mean, it takes forever.
Well, and from what people tell me is, you never stop learning.
No, I mean, I get up every morning and I say, what is wrong with me?
Well, you know, that would take another. That would be in the next room. We'd have that conversation.
No, but you know, you say, okay, you hit plateaus, and that's the
Yes.
part that is so much fun. Like I'm really trying to learn a little bit about, you know, kind of jazz
Yeah.
chords and jazz voicings, and which the chords themselves are not all that hard to play.
Right.
Despite what people will tell you, it's figuring out where to go from one to the next that is the challenging part, and then making it all work together as a song. But I'll hit a day when I say, oh, I can play a little arrangement of a song
Yeah.
with chords and everything, and then of course the next day I regress and have to do it all over again.
I like some of those jazz chords. I'm working on a song. I think it's the finale in my epic tale saga, and it starts out. And those are D major 7, A major 7, and they're just beautiful chords. And I throw in an E major 7 in there, just to give it some depth. But
Yeah.
it's kind of nice, and when you know nothing, then it's easier to learn stuff because you don't know that you're not supposed to learn those sorts of chords.
Yeah. So
Because
Andy, you're serious in this. What's your favorite chord on the guitar?
My favorite chord, probably E5.
What's yours?
I think probably A minor 6th.
Okay.
I like.
Can I change my answer? E minor 7, sus 4.
E minor 7.
That's just hitting all the open strings.
Oh, right.
I like E minor add 9.
Ooh, okay. I changed my answer again. I like that one too.
I use that all the time. We heard that in Tommy's Old Girlfriend.
I also heard it in a
Right.
Pink Floyd song. And then I've got this song I'm working on that I go for. It's E minor add 9, A add 9.
A major? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing that one. Yeah, I tend to do it that way.
I know, some people say A add 9 is this, but somewhere where I saw it was that.
I had a guitar lesson once where a person, I won't say any names, but they were my student and they came to lessons. And they were like, I'm stuck on that one chord from that one song. It's called CAD. And I'm like, what chord do you need to know? I need to know how to play CAD. CAD? What's that? Well, it's a chord from the song. You don't know CAD? You're the teacher. You're supposed to know all the chords. CAD? What's CAD? And like we wasted a whole lesson talking about it. And then the next week she brought in the sheet music and it was C add, whatever it was, C add 9. She thought it was CAD. But yeah, C add 9. Not CAD 9. C add 9.
Yeah, I like that one too.
That E minor with the F sharp in it, you can do so many things with it, like was nice.
Thank you. Good night,
I
everybody.
can't follow you, so I revert back to my original instrument. Now I can play drums till the cows come home.
When do the cows come home around here?
You know, 5 p.m. I mean, it's starting to get dark around 5. You know, it depends. I guess it depends on where they live. If they're country cows, never mind.
It's, being back in Michigan, one of the things
Yeah.
that I love is that it's kind of all jumbled together. And, so from where I live, it's a mile to the big house. It's about a mile and 3/4 to the nearest herd of cows. And it's, 2 miles to downtown. I mean,
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah. Although on some Saturdays you just stay home.
Right.
Ah, yes. I forgot to look up the football schedule when I was trying to go to the FCL house the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Was it a Saturday at about 5 o'clock?
Yes, it certainly was, and my 20-minute drive took 60.
I know I've accidentally got caught up in that traffic a couple of times. Just not thinking about it. I think about it now.
Well, here's the thing: that living near the stadium, you discover, and it's not about football or about people or about traffic. It's that crows love tailgaters.
Oh yeah.
The morning after a football game,
Yeah.
you can see them flying in by the hundreds.
Right, because they know it's feeding time.
They're saying it's not as good as a battlefield. There are no actual corpses, but this leftover bratwurst will do fine.
That's right. It's almost as good as an eyeball.
And on that subject, it's now time for the segment of our podcast where we ask, what's your favorite King Crimson song?
I don't have a favorite King Crimson
Okay,
song.
all right. Michael, what's your favorite King
I don't
Crimson
have one
song?
either. I like them
Okay.
all.
Okay, that's a fair answer.
Like I said last week, though, I'm pretty fond of the recording Red, the 1975 recording.
The year I was
This is-
born.
This is Andy's joke because inevitably I get in conversation with somebody about King Crimson because I'm a huge fan.
It always comes up at every podcast.
I almost never listen to him.
Oh, see, which means a little.
We'll let that slide.
So you have some trivia questions.
Okay, so now
Oh,
it's the
good. Trivia
segment of the show where we do our weekly trivia question. And now it's time for the next segment of our podcast, which is the weekly trivia question.
Oh no, not a trivia question.
Okay, so last week was, the question was, who is a singer-songwriter artist that had 4 #1 hit songs, each with a different band? And actually there are several, possible answers, because there's, Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters and stuff. Okay, so he wrote a song for Nirvana and sang on it, and then he wrote for Foo Fighters. And so, there's several different answer. Phil Collins, then he was in Genesis, and then does it count that he was in the Phil Collins band? Is that a separate band? I guess it is.
And he sang a song with Philip Bailey.
See, I
So-
would have guessed Steve Stills.
Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
in several different bands.
He was in Buffalo Springfield and Crosby, Stills, Nash. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
And Young, which is
maybe
another
a different
band.
Manassas. I can't remember if he had another named band or if he just was a solo after that.
Okay, but the name that I came up with that had the most #1 hits was Tony Burrows. Okay, crickets. I guess no one really knows.
I don't know who Tony Burrows is.
Okay, anyway, that was the
What
answer
were-
to last week's question.
What were the bands?
I didn't write it on my cheat sheet.
Okay.
But last
Or what
week,
were the songs?
actually, I'll just put them in the description below.
Oh, okay.
But last week, Chris Canis knew the answer to the question.
Yeah.
He told me after the episode.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so now this week's trivia question is, what was the #1 hit song where all the words were gibberish words? There's no actual English words in the song
Or any other language.
or any other language. It's just gibberish words for the whole song. Okay, so that rules out Su Su Studio, everybody, by Phil Collins, because that is a nonsense word. However, that song has other real words from the English language in it. So what's a song that was only gibberish words for the entirety of the song?
I
mean, I've heard this Italian guy singing this song, which is supposed to sound like English. And
Okay,
it really
well,
does, but it's not.
You might be on the right track there, so we'll let the audience chime in down below with their guesses.
And what you win is the satisfaction of knowing you knew it.
And that's the prize.
There is no satisfaction greater than feeling smarter than the other guy.
We call
Right.
that bragging rights.
Or you could have one of my CDs for free. Got to get rid of them somehow.
I tell you what, we'll give away a prize. You can have this pick.
I have a pick with my
It's a
face
good one.
on it.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
I like those.
Back in the day, we used to call these the man pick. I don't think you can really do that anymore. But
No.
USA nylon .88 millimeter. It has the bumps, so you never drop it because it has like the sandpaper feel.
Yeah, well, that doesn't work.
Well, and also, this is a Marvel Comics Scarlet Witch pick with some stickies on it that make it grippy.
Does it glow in the dark?
I don't think it glows in the dark.
I may have to try that. I actually tried, they make that moleskin stuff to glue onto your feet where you get calluses to protect them.
I wasn't aware.
It's in the
Yep,
foot
that's
care.
what's on that pick.
It's
yeah,
in the foot
from-
care. I
from
tried
someone's foot.
I tried lining some picks with that, and it didn't really work.
No.
Somebody was telling me about this stuff called Gorilla Snot.
Gorilla Snot, yeah. It's for your pick.
Oh.
Yep, so you don't drop it.
Now, it's authentic, right?
Well, no gorillas are harmed.
No
in
gorillas are
making
harmed.
that.
So, I actually have some Beyond Guitar glow-in-the-dark picks.
Oh, that's even cooler than my
So-
just regular Michael Snyder Barker's image that looks exactly like that image that's off screen.
Yes, I think I have one of those someplace.
Yeah, you might.
But
So-
the glow-in-the-dark ones are good, so you're at the gig and you drop your pick, and instead of it being dark and the floor is black and your
glowing.
pick is black, it's glowing.
Whoa,
So you
bonus.
can find it easily.
Have you patented them?
No,
No.
I didn't patent it.
Oh, well, because it could be a classic one day. One day your students will find one and put it up on eBay, and they'll get charged for putting it on eBay.
Yeah, 11%.
So here's the downside that I see. You get these picks, and sometimes you're going to drop one and you're not
Yeah.
going to find it. And you're going to
Yeah.
do it, and one night you're going to wake up and you're going to look, and your guitar is going to be glowing from the sound hole.
From the
My friend Brad Skinner, who's probably one of the greatest guitar players and guitar teachers in all of Michigan. He lives in Adrian. Shout out to Brad. He invented a cool invention, which
Oh.
was a little tiny net about this big with suction cups all around it. And what you do is you suction cup it to your guitar, and it has a net over the front of your sound hole so that when you drop your pick, it bounces off and doesn't fall inside your guitar.
Wow.
It protects your sound hole from having picks strapped inside it.
Could you do that with chicken wire fencing?
You could, yeah.
Could. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think maybe I'll invent one that has like a little space. This is 5 points, and then a bigger one. This is 1 point, and then a tiny one. This is 10 points. So when you drop your pick in, you score.
Yeah.
Little target.
Right, right.
Make a game out
Little
of it.
basketball hoop.
Yeah, a little.
Right.
Mhm.
That's a good idea. I don't know how to transition, so could you play a song?
Why don't you play another song? Hopefully you won't drop your pick inside your guitar.
I probably got a finger pick. Well, shall
There
I
you
do "Fool for a Cowboy," the one I was talking about before?
Absolutely.
Fool for a Cowboy.
That was foreshadowing.
We strive to do that.
And of course, our favorite part of the whole experience is tuning, because we tune because we care.
says that's in tune, but it's not. You got a good ear.
Sounds better. I think you fixed it.
I have a tuner.
Oh, I have a tuner on board, and it was giving me misinformation again. Lost her heart at the rodeo again. Thought she found what she never knew till then. He says he loves her, and he's just lying. We could too, you know, and she'll be crying. It's happened before. She's a fool for a cowboy. She's a fool for a cowboy. Loves the lonely kind that never stay. Loves them even as they're riding away. Loves them leaving best of all. Never sees in those sundown eyes the old story in a new disguise. Always taken by the same surprise. She's a fool for a cowboy. Rope and ride, round 'em up and let 'em go. That's the way they played at the rodeo. Boots and spurs and sunburned faces, they touch her soul in so many places that it happens again. And she's a fool for a cowboy. Wild horses and wild, wild riders, they haunt all her dreams at night, till she wakes to a world where nothing seems quite right, seems quite right. Like the winds, the cowboys come, cowboys go. It's hard just living for the rodeo. And maybe next year she'll find a way that's better. Maybe next year her stubborn heart will let her. It's happened before. Fool for a cowboy. She's a fool for a cowboy. Loves the lonely kind that never stay. Loves them even as they're riding away. She loves them even best of all. Never sees in those sundown eyes the old story in a new disguise. Always taken by the same surprise. She's a fool for a cowboy. Always taken by the same surprise. She's a fool for a cowboy.
Wow, I can hear a harmonica solo in the middle of that song, played by a lonely cowboy
With a can of beans.
sitting next to his horse, and coyotes howling in the background.
Yeah.
It really sets up a mood.
And a cowgirl sitting on a cow.
We can all really relate to your songs, like the lyrics just really anyone can listen to them and go, yeah, I get that.
That particular song, I was concerned. I was concerned that when I would play it, that women would listen to it and say, "You asshole." And instead, I played it. I think the first time I played it at an open mic or anything, I played it at Triple Goddess.
Triple Goddess.
And Shannon Lee was there, and after I played it, she walked up and said, "That's my life."
We all do tend to find ourselves in the same relationships with the people that have the same flaws.
Yep.
It's funny. Now, my favorite line in the chorus is always taken by the same surprise, which I
Mm-hmm.
but every woman I've talked to says the best line in the song is "Loves 'em leaving best of all," which I learned something about women then.
Yeah, and we don't always know. It's really difficult to put ourselves in that place, but when you're able to, man, that's a gift.
I wish that I could say that I dug deep down inside and I have these inner thoughts that I'm trying to express, but in fact, I'm taking some notes and some words,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to figure out what I can find there.
Right.
The word troubadour is etymologically related to the word for finding things.
Okay.
A troubadour is a finder.
Oh.
In fact, in Old French, the poets called themselves trouvères, which
Travelers.
I think actually it's finders, like in Treasure Trove.
You know, I always thought troubadour just meant a traveling minstrel sort.
Yeah, today, but
Today,
back in the Middle
back in the
Ages,
real-
in the
real
Middle
time.
Ages, there were,
Yeah.
especially in Provence in France, there were this. Oh God, are we going to get pedantic here?
And
Yeah,
now-
we're going to get
And
pedantic.
now we're in the French segment of today's episode.
So they spoke two languages in France. They spoke the Languedoc, which is the language of Mediterranean France, and then there's the Languedoc, where they say "oui" for yes. So the words for yes. And the languages, in the 13th, 14th century, they were not particularly the same. I mean, they were Romance languages. You could kind of
Sure.
translate between them. If you wanted to write something about knights and armor and chivalry, you wrote it in the northern dialect. If you
Okay.
wanted to write about love, you wrote it in the southern dialect.
So is that like High France and Low France?
No,
Or
it's
French?
it
It just is.
just is, and
Okay.
it's just like the way that it's changing a little bit now, but for decades, if you wanted to write a rock and roll song, you wrote it in English, regardless of what you spoke naturally.
Right. Well, of course, because rock and roll is in English. Nah, I don't know.
Rock and roll will never die.
I've heard that.
La fromage est sur la tête. That
Only in
means
Wisconsin.
the
Only in
cheese is on my head.
On that note, where do we go from there?
I think
Jesus.
we're at the point in the show where we do the Studio C blues. What do you think?
Is it?
Or do you have one more song for us?
Yeah, let's do one more Patrick Clinton song.
Oh, all right. I will do one.
So it's all right if I play along kind of softly in the background?
You can probably even play loudly in the foreground. It won't hurt a bit. Ready?
Born ready.
The chicken sat on a railroad track, thinking about Kentucky. Around the bend come old number 10, but that chicken was feeling lucky. He said that thing's so far away, and it appears so small. I reckon I'm gonna be okay, so I won't move at all. She said, I found if you stand your ground, most folks are gonna give you leeway. It's the very words she always used each time she crossed the freeway. She puffed herself up nice and big. She looked her most defiant. She said, compared to you, you runt, I'm practically a giant. Well, the train kept getting closer till the chicken realized that she might have made a small mistake in sizing up its size. She said, oh no, it's time to go, pay the larboard attention. And then the next thing that went through her head was a 100-ton steam engine. Take it. They flew like a cloud of snow in a winter blizzard, and nothing else was left to her except 3 toes and a gizzard. But all them other chickens were so proud of what she'd done, for she never did concede she lost. To them, that meant she won. You know, freight train versus chicken, that's a fight that's seldom fair. 'Cause the chicken's small and stupid, and the freight train just don't care. So here's a lesson from that hen for all you lads and lasses. When certain death comes around the bend, don't sit there. Don't sit there. Don't sit there. Move your asses.
That sounds like a good lesson for people to take heed of. If there's a freight train coming, don't sit on the tracks. That's just profound.
Well, on the other hand, I assume you read the news from time to time, and it's pretty clear that is a lesson that many people have not taken in.
I know. So I just wrote this song this morning, and it's and that's not really a chord, that's just the name. And we'll hang on E for a little bit, and it'll be like a 12-bar kind of thing.
Okay.
So. Come on, join in. Come on down to Studio C. The listening room is a place to be. We're hanging out with all our friends. You gotta watch the show to the end. Special guests are why we're here. Share a laugh, a tune, and good cheer. Like our special guest, Patrick Clinton, our 43rd guest. You and old friends are the best. Now take one.